What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. I'm rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window for you guys to look forward to. So if you want to stay up to date every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news on YouTube, make sure you have subscribed to my channel. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. It is free. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Do let me know your thoughts as well of what you make of these transfers in the comments below. Finally, do leave a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. Like goal for this video, 300 likes, so any help towards that would be fantastic. So let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the out news, and we've got the very latest on Maximo Perrone. Now, Bruno, Gonzalez, Garcia over on Twitter, a source in Spain, says that the plan for Maximo Perrone is for him to spend pre-season with Manchester City, and once that's been complete, he will be loaned out. Girona is thought to be the most likely destination, of course, already being part of the City football group. They've had numerous players from City on loan over the years, and it's seemingly looking like Girona may be the move for him. So do let me know your thoughts of that. I know Girona have had lots of youngsters and never really utilised any of them that they've had available. I'm hoping Maximo Perrone will be different. He is a player that is right on the fringe of the City first team squad, and I just feel like in a season or two's time he'll be right around the Manchester City first team squad and where he wants to be, and the only way we're going to make that happen is for him to get useful minutes and getting useful experience in with European football. And so Girona have to play Perrone for that to happen. We can't afford a waste of a loan for such a high quality player that we've spent a lot of effort and spent a lot of money bringing him in. So we'll see what happens with regards to that, and whether Girona will sign him and whether they will utilise him or not. I do have my reservations about that. Now, moving on to the final transfer of the house, and this is a bit of an emotional one. Comes in the form of Ilkay Gundogan. So some news came out yesterday via Matteo Moretto in Italy saying Gundogan was 99% certain that he was going to be joining Barcelona once his contract does expire with Manchester City on June 30th. It was hoped that Manchester City would be able to get back to the negotiation table and be able to get Gundogan to sign a new deal, because no big deal has been made out of Ilkay Gundogan. There's been no press conferences, there's been no speak. In fact, if you wasn't aware via social media that Gundogan's contract was up, you probably wouldn't know that Gundogan was going to be leaving Manchester City potentially, and then all of a sudden our released list is put out there of players' contracts expiring on June 30th. Gundogan's name is on there, but City were working on a deal of a 12-month extension, which has always been the offer, with the option of another 12 months based on how many appearances he'd make for Manchester City. He's a high-quality player. He's a captain of Manchester City, a treble-winning captain for Manchester City, and it very much looks like the last thing he will ever do for this great football club. Great servant to this football club. He's always been there in the moment, scoring them very important goals. He is a big game player. He's a captain for Manchester City, and to me, one of the most underappreciated, one of the most underrated players we have ever had in our history. And it will be a sad day, June 30th, when it looks like Gundogan will leave Manchester City for Barcelona. He's set to sign a 2-year deal with the option of a third. I have no idea why Manchester City have been dragging their heels and didn't offer him a 2-year deal, because I think he would have signed that. He's been looking to secure his future long term for the sake of his family, which is completely understandable. I just feel like Gundogan does want to be at Manchester City, but Manchester City have just been dragging their heels, and so it looks like he's going to be leaving. Fabrizio Romano's given it the here we go, signed a 2-year deal last night, has the option of a third year, apparently already completed his medical with Barcelona. Barcelona have given Gundogan the green light that he can be registered, and so he was felt a little bit underappreciated by Manchester City, that no big deal has been made, and Manchester City, as I said, it's a brilliant way for Gundogan to bow out right at the very top, but we never actually get to say a farewell to Ilkay Gundogan, and he'll join the list of other players that Manchester City, who have been great servants to our club, that we never really had a proper send-off. And Gundogan being added to that list. Obviously, the likes of Sergio Aguero, David Silva happened during COVID, but there's so many top-class players Manchester City have had. City do normally seem to get it right when we let these players leave. I just feel like Gundogan has at least a couple more seasons in him. He's just one of the players that oozes class. He's like fine wine, just gets better with age, gets better with time, and yeah, he's going to be joining Barcelona and leaving Manchester City, and to me, I'm absolutely gutted about that. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So moving on to the ins, it means that opens up a space with Gundogan leaving in Manchester City's midfield, and it is thought that Declan Rice, we've had some big breaking news in the last couple of hours with regards to that. It's thought Declan Rice is the player that Manchester City want to bring in to potentially replace Ilkay Gundogan. Now, one thing Manchester City could well do here, City are open to selling Calvin Phillips. The big problem we've got is Calvin Phillips doesn't want to leave Manchester City, but West Ham want Calvin Phillips to replace Declan Rice, so it could sort out a negotiation in terms of a swap. Arsenal have already had 2 bids rejected for Declan Rice. The latest one was £75 million plus £15 million in add-ons. You're looking at a deal that's going to be worth more than £90 million here. And The Athletic and David Ornstein have said that Manchester City are going to submit an offer today to West Ham for Declan Rice, which is going to rival the bid that Arsenal have put out there. The word from David Ornstein, who is incredibly reliable with football transfer information, he says Manchester City deadly serious about signing Declan Rice this summer. I think the big problem we've got here is the price. Josko Gvardiol, who Manchester City want to bring in, he's also a very expensive transfer, and we are potentially looking here, if Calvin Phillips isn't involved in a swap deal to bring that price down, you could be looking here at 2 players that City are going to have to spend more than £80 million per player to bring in. Manchester City do have the funds. They'll fund it through in terms of the money, the prize money that they've won from the treble. Obviously, all the income that they've got from the club with the expansion of the growth of the fan base of Manchester City, etc., etc., and sponsorships, and also player sales as well. So Manchester City can make it happen, but Man City like to do player sales to fund for their transfers in terms of their net spend. And so if we are going to be spending £80+ million on Gvardiol and £80+ million here on Declan Rice, it may just mean Manchester City need to be prudent more than ever when it comes to the transfer market and selling players to make sure that we are getting the very best deal to fund for high quality players being brought into the football club. But Declan Rice, this is an ever developing situation. I'm sure I'll be back again tomorrow with another big update. Manchester City looking to strike very early in this summer transfer window, so I'm going to keep you guys up to date with that every single step of the way. Bid for Declan Rice for Manchester City coming in today to West Ham to rival that bid from Arsenal. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. As I said, daily Manchester City transfer updates to keep you guys up to date every single step of the way with all the latest Manchester City transfer news on YouTube. So make sure you have subscribed. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. 300 likes is the aim, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.